Hello classmates and welcome to my Portfolio PDSA project presentation. My name is Juana Diaz. I'm RN CCRN. I work at Winter Haven Hospital Medical Surgical Intensive Care Unit. Let's start with my resume. I have an 18-year work history, mostly in critical care. However, in 2012, I took a break and worked in case management for 3 years. However, I missed the bedside and returned to critical care in 2015. And I've been working at the bedside since. Our hospital participates in the clinical ladder, and I am a CN3. Over the past 18 years, I've had some accomplishments. The first one was 2 years into my career, I decided that I would sit down for my certification in critical care, which I have maintained the certification for the last 14 years. About 3 years ago, I was awarded a Daisy Award for going above and beyond for one of my patients. It felt amazing to be recognized in that manner, and I was really blessed and humbled. I also recently was featured in the Baycare Facebook page as a Spotlight team member. It was truly a surprise, and it was pretty awesome to be Facebook famous for 2 seconds. Next, I'd like to talk about my PDSA project, the documentation checklist for travel nurses. Like many other units across the country, we had an influx of travel nurses contracted to our unit because of the pandemic. Our A&M discovered that we were having an increase in documentation fallout for our skincare bundle, Foley Care bundle, and CHG baths. And the audits revealed that the majority of the fallout was from travel nurses. This was a great idea for my PDSA project and a great opportunity to help our travel nurses adapt to our unit more effectively. The theorist and theory that I used for my project was that of Callista Roy and her adaptation model of nursing. Roy's theory focuses on a person's adaptive ability to respond to a changing environment. This fits the travel nurses' experience, where they must learn to adapt to their environment quickly, and as core staff, we should be helpful and aid them in this process. I started my project by making a documentation checklist. I then coordinated with the charge nurses and preceptors to make the checklist part of the orientation process for travelers. I then surveyed the travelers 6 shifts into their contract to evaluate the usefulness of the checklist. The feedback that I got from the travelers was very positive. Many travelers said it was very useful and they appreciated knowing the expectations of charting from the beginning of the contracts. I also got an update from Glenda. She said based on her reports, she did see a decrease in the fallout after implementation of the documentation checklist. She was very impressed with the results, and she asked me to meet with our clinical educator and possibly implementing the documentation checklist in the orientation process of all new nurses. Things that I've learned from doing this project. One is that setting expectations from the beginning is vital to compliance. I learned that the cost of travel nurses to adequately staff our unit is great, and it is important to optimize the care provided by travel nurses by helping them adapt to our way of doing things early on in their contracts. I've also learned that being able to accomplish this project helped me understand the process of initiating, implementing, and evaluating changes that can be beneficial to our working environment. And overall, this project could be repeated, and it could be modified to help any type of issue that may arise in the unit.